If you've ever fancied doing this, or this, but you're worried you might end up like this, there is a way.
Before airbags, stupid stunts were very, very dangerous. Evel Knievel suffered 400-odd fractures before he traded in his motorbike for a push bike. We can't seem to stop ourselves from trying stupid stunts. Free climbing the tallest buildings, jumping the Grand Canyon on a motorbike, tightrope walking between two hot air balloons. Luckily, there's now something that will allow you to try some of these without getting too badly hurt.
Making something strong enough and big enough to handle the impact of anything from a grown man to a stripped-down car isn't easy. How do they do it? The Netherlands, a land of windmills and windbags. Here in Heerenveen, the BigAirBag company have been making safety bags for the extreme sports industry for 10 years. Their giant airbags can be as big as 400 square metres, allowing athletes and thrill seekers to break in their skills without breaking their necks. The company was set up by a pair of snowboard freestylers. When designer Arjen Geertsma started out, making these airbags was a long-winded process.
15 years ago, we had to hand-cut all these pieces. Nowadays, we just use CAD. There's a lot of parts, over 65 of them.
The process starts with Rob Mulder on the computerized cutting machine. He cuts out shapes in toughened PVC. The machine can cut to an accuracy of 0.01 millimeters. And yes, you're right, he's cutting holes. Because this airbag is not pressurized. Air is always going in and out.
If airbags were pressurized, people falling from height would simply bounce off the bag, which would look hilarious, but would not be very safe. To slowly cushion the landing, you've got to vary the pressure.
Multiple adjustable windows allow air to be forced out at high speed when a daredevil smashes into the bag. That way, they sink down to safety rather than bouncing off into oblivion. Once the PVC is cut, it's taken to the high-frequency microwave welding room.
This is a bit weird because you think of a microwave as something you use to heat your dinner, whereas welding uses intense heat and showers of sparks. So actually using a microwave to weld stuff together is pretty cool.
This machine can fuse together pieces of PVC in under 6 seconds without a spark in sight.
Because we're welding it, it's airtight and it's much stronger. It's even watertight.
Welded seams are super strong and they're used on the parts of the airbag that take the hardest hammering. Everything else is done with a needle and thread. Once Benny and Ralph have welded the strips into one airtight piece, it's sent to the sewing room for the extra essentials to be added on. From the straps and rings that hold it in place, to the housing for the twin air pumps which keep the bag inflated. The material is then moved to the assembly platform.
There are 65 pieces. It's like a big puzzle. We use a lot of stitches here because the guys who are using it, they do really mad things with it.
BigAirBags were invented by a guy who worked for NASA called John Scurlock. He came up with the idea when he was trying to make inflatable tennis court covers. He also invented bouncy castles.
With the welding and sewing complete, it's then time to inflate the airbag to operational size. To do that, they close all the air windows and fire up the pumps.
There are 2 blowers and it takes approximately 5 minutes to blow up.
And with that, the airbag is ready to be shipped out to crackpots worldwide. You're up, maniacs!